This is the Road to Leadership Success, a new special series with bite-sized tips and ideas brought to you by Women's Leadership Success and your coach and mentor, Sabrina Brahm. This is a new special podcast series with each bite-sized episode focusing on one critical leadership development area based on my 30 years of executive coaching, research, psychological expertise, and over 15 years of podcast interviews with thought leaders and my commitment to lifelong learning. I am dedicated to helping current and future leaders like you overcome blocks and learn the proven strategies that have helped tens of thousands of people like you advance their careers, leadership, and life success. Each episode will be about 10 to 15 minutes long and twice a month. This will be in addition to our regular in-depth interviews with top thought leaders and authors. The ideas I will share, every leader can use, no matter if you're a junior manager of a small company or the CEO of a Fortune 50 global operation.
Welcome to Women's Leadership Podcast, showing you how to influence people, improve your performance, and advance your career. Brought to you by women's leadership and career expert Sabrina Brahm and womensleadershipsuccess.com. Here's your chance to meet women trendsetters leading the way to success, accomplishment, and balance in business and life. No matter if you're a manager, CEO, or entrepreneur, join Sabrina for coaching and no-nonsense advice to improve your career and bottom line.
This is Women's Leadership Success, episode number 134, the Road to Success series. Today I'm going to be talking about self-leadership. This is probably one of the most important of all the ways you can develop yourself that will help your career. So let me ask you, do you know someone who has these issues? How often have you made a decision based on incomplete or biased information? Have you ever considered that your words and actions might be causing misunderstandings, confusions, or even conflict with your team? Are you perceived as out of touch or insensitive to people's needs and concerns? Do you need help recognizing the areas where you need to improve? Well, if so, meet Richard. He graduated from an Ivy League school with many awards and patents. He was known for his brilliance, his innovation, his ability to accomplish things. He was on a fast track for promotion. However, Richard was about to face a challenge he had never seen coming. His boss told him his team was unhappy with him, and he was perceived as being cold and insensitive to people's needs and concerns. The team was not functioning well. There was a lot of conflict, and the team said he was part of the problem. At first, this made him really angry. He thought the team had a problem, not him. He didn't understand how his behavior had contributed to the tensions the team was experiencing. He was even more shocked when they did a 360 report that the team, his peers, and boss completed that said his words and actions were causing misunderstandings, confusion, and even conflict. To make it even harder to swallow, they said he was out of touch with or insensitive to people's needs and concerns. Richard is not alone. Many executive leaders have these issues. Do you, or do you know someone who does? This is a promotion killer. In 2023, McKinsey & Company did a survey of 2,500 leaders and found that only 25% of them were engaged, passionate, and inspiring. The report noted that people wanted their leaders to respect them and to consider the ethical consequences of their decisions. They wanted people who would inspire others and help develop their people. Harvard Business Review did recent research asking people how self-aware they were. 95% of the people said they were self-aware. But listen to this. When they tested those people, they found that only 10% were self-aware. A leader with so low self-awareness can face numerous challenges that can significantly impact their effectiveness and the organization's overall health. Here are a few of the consequences. I've actually want to talk about 4 of them. One is ineffective communication. This keeps you from really understanding how your actions will affect others, and it will lead to misunderstandings, confusion, and conflict within the team. 2, limited personal and professional growth. This will keep you from recognizing areas where you need to improve. 3, poor conflict resolution. If you don't understand your role in the conflict or how your behavior contributes to tensions, this will lead to unresolved issues and a toxic work environment. And conflicts will be challenging to manage. And 4, diminished credibility and trust. Employees and stakeholders are less likely to trust and respect leaders who need more self-awareness. These leaders come across as inconsistent, hypocritical, or disconnected, which can erode their credibility and their authority. So what is leadership self-awareness? It means that we understand how we affect those around us, developing a transparent view of our strengths and shortcomings, and we recognize and control our emotional responses. And that's something we'll talk more about in another one of these episodes. But why is this so essential to develop? The core of good leadership is self-leadership. With a clear understanding of your emotions, you will be able to recognize the feelings of others and build a good connection with your team. Richard, who I began coaching, embarked upon a campaign to build self-awareness and develop better relationships with his team. Here are some of the actions I recommended that he began to implement. He actively scheduled meetings to seek feedback from peers, subordinates, and mentors. He told them he wanted to improve and asked them to rate him on a 1 to 10 scale in different areas. At first, people did not believe he was sincere, but Richard came back every month and asked each team member, "How am I doing?" At first, they were skeptical, and then they realized he really wanted to know. As he kept asking this question, he continued to improve, and they began to share what they noticed, and they became actively engaged in supporting his improvement. He also set aside time in the morning and at the end of the day to reflect on his feelings and what the team needed. Previously, he had been criticized for being inaccessible. So Richard took significant steps to become more approachable. He started holding open office hours and organizing informal coffee chats with team members. This effort increased accessibility and improved relationships. It helped facilitate better information flow and enhanced collaboration within the team. He also realized he had a blind spot in recognizing and celebrating team achievements. To change this, he set reminders to acknowledge individual and team successes regularly. This initiative boosted motivation and fostered a strong sense of community within the team. In conclusion, a year later, with my coaching and feedback from his peers and team, plus his consistent efforts to improve, Richard is now seen as a great leader whom people are excited to learn from and proud to work for. Richard got promoted, and his team and the leadership enthusiastically supported him. He also mentored his successor, whom he helped to be a better leader, and now his team is more functional and profitable than ever. Incorporating actions into your self-leadership journey promises profound personal and professional growth. By sharpening your sensory awareness and empowering your emotional regulation, you will equip yourself with invaluable tools for navigating life's complexity with clarity, grace, and authenticity. And you will have more fun. Thank you for tuning in. Before you go, I have a powerful gift for you just for being a listener. It's my new Leadership and Career Advancement Scorecard, a quick, confidential, 3-minute self-assessment. Discover your leadership strengths and weaknesses instantly and get tailored suggestions on the 5 essential leadership areas of top leaders. This quiz will give you a clear idea of your leadership potential and areas for growth. Are you ready to find out how you rank compared to top leaders? Take my quick and easy quiz today. To get started, go to www.womensleadershipsuccess.com/women-leadership-scorecard or click the link in the show notes.
Thank you for joining your host, Sabrina Brahm, on another Women's Leadership Podcast. If you have questions or comments, you can email her at sabrina@sabrinabrahm.com. Since 1989, Sabrina and her team have helped hundreds of women managers, business leaders, and entrepreneurs with valuable trainings, articles, books, and executive coaching. For additional tips, interviews, and free access to Great Leaders Today mini course, visit www.womensleadershipsuccess.com.